Rodeo is America's original extreme sport, with its roots coming from the Old West when ranch hands challenged each other for bragging rights on who was the best cowboy. Circuit cowboys are the weekend warriors of rodeo. Regular Joes with regular jobs. But come Friday, they pack up and head out to compete in circuit rodeos. Not only for paychecks, but for the same bragging rights that started years ago. The beauty and majesty of the Rocky Mountains form a perfect backdrop as Rodeo Nation pushes the barrier in Denver at the Prca Dodge Mountain States Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals. Hello everyone, Wayne Brooks here, and joining me, 2004 World Champion steer wrestler Luke Branquino. Here at the Circuit Finals, it's kind of like the playoffs of any other sport. If you excel here, you get a shot then at a national championship.
That's right, Wayne. There's 12 circuits. Top best two cowboys in each event out of each circuit get to go to Pocatello, Idaho for the Dodge National Circuit Finals. To do this, you either have to win your circuit championship, the year-end most money won, or win the aggregate title at your Circuit Finals rodeo. This year in Denver, these cowboys going in first place, they have it sewed up. There's no way that second place can catch them. So second place, they're going to have to try to win as much money as they can and win an aggregate championship. A lot on these cowboys' minds. Best of luck to you this week.
One night is down, the first go-around is over with, and we're going to take a look at the results in the first event, the bareback riding. It was a great night.
It sure was. Jared Schnagel was 82 points to win first. Then we have 378s, Tim Shirley, Matt Mosier, and Mickey Downair. Then we go with 276s for 5th and 6th.
You know, we need to think about the average. There's still a lot of guys that's got a shot at it. Tom Cardwell's in there with a 72-point ride, a couple of zeros on the bottom, but no big deal. It's still early in the game, they've got a chance. Everybody needs to know the rules. Take a look at the rules of the ride. Bareback riding is the most physically demanding of any rodeo event. The cowboy uses a bareback rigging, which has a suitcase-type handle attached to a rigid leather body. The rigging and a required pad is placed on the horse just like a saddle near the horse's withers. The cowboy works his gloved hand into the rigging to get his proper and preferred grip, called the bind. When all is right, he nods his head to indicate that he's ready for the chute to open. A successful ride is for an entire 8 seconds, while the cowboy works to maintain body control and rhythmic spurring action atop an animal athlete that's determined to buck him off. A cowboy will receive a no score if he's bucked off before the 8-second buzzer, touches the animal with his free hand, or fails to mark the horse out. We're into the bareback riding. Matt Mosier, a 26-year-old from Wild Horse, Colorado. Great draw, classic tee from Vold. This is a mare. Lots of people think it's the studs and the geldings. This is a mare. She was raised. Lots of money on this horse. And the former circuit champ right here.
Look how Matt held his feet there for the mark out. He's doing such a great job controlling his upper body. That mare's really trying to throw him around, and he's doing a good job staying in the center of her.
I'll tell you what, she's no day off. She turns back, she tries to whirl on him, she kind of throws a little bit of everything at him.
Yes, and you know, Matt did a great job. You could watch here in slow motion. You can see how he holds his feet right there in the mark out. See how he held his feet, 1, 2 jumps. The judges really like that. I mean, they'll mark a guy for holding your feet and being able to control your body.
You bet. And Matt's really consistent. He's been a former average champ here at the Circuit Finals before. He knows what he's doing. It's not his first rodeo, that's for sure.
No, it's not. Right there in the replay, you see how his one foot on his right side dropped down a little bit. They're going to dock him some points there.
Sure. Great horse. I'll tell you what, I'd take her any day. Here comes the score. How about 74 points? That'll work to kick things off. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Here we go. Jared Schlegel, 19 years young. Here is a youngster. Now, missile made from Vold. Consistency. All year they win money on this horse.
Yeah, and Jared did such a great job in the first round, 82 points. And look at him go at this horse right here. She's kind of running on him, but, you know, he's in time with her, moving his feet, lifting and pulling on his rigging. Kind of got his head popping there for a little bit, you know, and they're going to dock him some points.
You know, you see a lot of different styles in the bucking horses. Some of them will sit up and just really buck, not cover much ground. This horse was the opposite.
Yeah, this horse really took off and ran, and it's hard for a cowboy to get in time. And Jared did a good job. Kind of got a little out of control at the end of the ride, but, you know, it was a good ride. They're going to dock the horse some points.
Hey, that's all right. I don't think he's going to be ashamed of what's coming out of the judges on this one. He was moving, he was cracking, he was really making the effort there. That's got to be some good. Hey, number 1, 78 points. Nice job. You're going to hear us talk about the mark-out rule all night long in our horse riding events. Take a look at the rules of the ride and the mark-out. In bareback and saddle bronc riding, a rider can be disqualified if he doesn't mark the horse out. That means that his heels must be above the horse's shoulders until the animal's front feet hit the ground on its first move out of the chute. But if a horse fails to leave the chute, the judges can call out, "Go on," indicating that they have waived the mark-out rule for that rider on that particular horse. Mickey Down Air, 21 years old, Sweet Emotion. I think this is one of the great matchups of the night right here.
Yes, it is. You know, Mickey did so good in the first round. He split second, third, and fourth, 78. He's doing a great job. This horse is kind of throwing some moves at him right here, and he's kind of behind with his feet. But he's getting back in time and really lifting on his rigging.
You know, something I noticed was his toes. When your toes are out, you can really get your heels into the neck of the horse. It's going to help you hang on a little bit better. It's going to help you make a better ride. His toes were kind of up a little bit. That's got to kind of hurt.
Yeah, you can see here in the replay, he does a great job marking him out, but really didn't have his toes turned out. It's hard to get a hold with your feet and really help you spur the horse out.
You bet. Look at that. Nice looking ride. Every jump that horse is kicking. Nice horse. Powder River Rodeo, the Francis. You've outdone yourself on that one. Hey, 77. Nothing wrong with that. That'll hold for some money. I hope it stays.
That was a great ride, and hopefully it'll help him out in the average. J.D. Thompson now, and riding Electric Avenue from the Vold Ranches. Great rodeo company. Usually have great horses. Oh, wow, look at this horse here.
That was a little... Oh, no. Watch it. Get him out of there. Get him out of there.
Boy, about got a leg right there, Wayne.
That was too scary to watch. You know, this is his first trip to the circuit finals. And he is so excited. He's putting 110% into this, and then for that to happen, the rare out's fine.
Yeah, that rare out, he got by that pretty good, but that horse just, mashed his leg right there, it looks like.
Oh my gosh, that could have been so much worse than it was. Let's take a look at it one more time here.
Boy, that camera really showed a good view of that horse right there. Kind of sunfishing and couldn't get his feet back under him.
Oh my goodness. Well, it didn't work out for him, but thank goodness he's up and around walking away from it. No score. And I'm afraid they got him with the mark-out rule on that. Son of a gun. Well, let's see if we can do it again. Tyrell Nelson, Cheyenne in Wyoming. This is a great big bay stud. They won Cheyenne Frontier Days on this horse. Great job.
Yeah, this horse is really powerful. Look at how he's coming out there kicking and blowing. Tyrell's having a little trouble moving his feet, and these big, powerful horses, you can see why. They're just so strong, they get you out of position, and that's what happened right there to Tyrell.
This is exactly what we're here for, Horse TV. Look at that horse. He's got so much strength. On a lesser horse, I think you could move your feet a little bit easier.
Yeah, definitely. This horse is so big, strong, and athletic. He could jerk even the best of the bareback riders out of position.
Stub your toe, he'll buck you off.
Yes, he will.
Ooh, let's see what they do to him. Hey, how about 76? That's all right. I'd be proud of that on that horse.
Shoot, yeah.
Let's take a look at the leader. Here it is again, Jared Schlegel. Nice ride. Coming up, more bareback riding. Welcome back to the Mountain States Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals here in Denver. We're going to go right back into the bareback ride and take a look at some of the best competition we've seen all year. This is the best of the best.
Yeah, we've had some good rides so far. Now up, Chris Timmerman, Casper, Wyoming, on Starlight from Vold. Another great bucking horse from the Vold Ranch. And this kid, he has bareback riding in his blood.
He does. His brother Kelly, he's a world champion. It might as well stay in the family.
Shoot, yeah, and he was 68, a little lower in the first go-round. But with this horse and this matchup, I think we're going to have a pretty good score tonight.
These guys are really athletic. They're built for it. They're short-coupled. They're tight-jointed. They just make good bareback riders. I always tell them on the microphone that when you look on his driver's license, you can see his boots, but I think that helps when you're the bareback riding.
Yeah, you definitely. And just like this horse, look how big and strong this horse is. Horse was looking out the chute, wanting out. Chris is doing a great job. Look how he's moving his feet. He's always ahead of this horse. Toes are turned out. He was right there lick for lick with that horse. This is going to be a high-marked ride.
Nice horse. I'll tell you what, he was there every shot with the horse, and the horse just treated him perfectly. One thing I'd like to say, look at the toes. Man, they were really out. When that horse hits the ground, his toes are at a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, exactly. Like we were talking about earlier, the more your toes are turned out, the more you get a hold with those feet. And look how aggressive he is and how fast his feet are moving right there. He just did a great job.
You know, he let it all hang out far enough where he just about got bucked off. They say some of the best rides is when you're just that close to getting bucked off, and I think this is one of them.
Yeah, that's it. You know, and watching his brother Kelly ride, a lot of the same styles, you know, and it wouldn't surprise me to see this guy at the national finals trying to win a gold buckle.
You're going to see him there. 80 points. How about that? Now he's smiling. No wonder why. Hey, how about Tim Shirley? He's getting down on his horse right now. Sagebrush from Burns. A big, heavy mare. If I had to pick one out of the pen to draw, it would not be this one.
No, this is a great horse. You know, Tim's coming back from winning second, third, and fourth in the first go-round, so if he can put it together, he'll have a chance for the average. This horse is really bucking. Not much in the back end, but really jumping the front end. Tim kicks over his left leg right there, and they're going to dock him points for that.
You know, that's the mark of an athlete, though. My gosh, he just pulled him right back in there and kept on going. We're trying to beat an 80 right now. We watched Chris Timmerman with it a second ago. But look, he's hustling. He's getting his feet down there. They say the money's in the main, and he's up in the main. Whoa, that didn't look good at all.
You know, that horse started real strong. Kind of when she come back to the left, weakened a little bit. You know, he made a great ride on her.
79. Hey, he'll take that. On that kind of horse, nothing wrong with it. Monty Down Air, Hartselle, Colorado. This is the horse to have. Leather from Southwick. The Cowboys been talking about him all year. Watch this.
Yeah, they've won a lot of money on this horse in the year. Look how strong and powerful that horse is. Monty's doing such a great ride, having such a great ride. Toes turned out. You know, he's ahead of the horse with his feet, sitting right up, lifting on his rigging. He's going to be a lot of points here.
Oh, man, look at that. Every jump, that horse kicks over his head. His toes are out good. You know, it's a lot of times the bareback riders talk about having fun in a ride. That guy is happy. He was having fun.
Oh, definitely. You know, he has to beat 80 points, and I have a feeling he's going to. But look how athletic this horse is. You know, his head's down, really jumping and kicking. That's an awesome horse to get on.
There's a great award that comes from the circuit finals. They call it Bucking Horse of the Circuit Finals. That horse is in the running. Here comes the score. Oh, yeah, 83 points. Unbelievable. He's going to like that all the way to the pay window.
Yes, he is. You know, if he can come back and do that in the third round, bucking off his first one, and a couple guys get bucked off in the third round, he might have a chance to place good in the average.
This is a happy guy. Look at that. Go ahead. Cheer yourself on, little bud. Sam Nordic, 23 years old, from Laramie, Wyoming. Another great Southwick bucking horse, Bay Rum, but we usually see this horse in the saddle bronc, not the bareback.
Yeah, you know, they like to change it up every now and then, get these horses bucking a little different. Look how big and strong this horse is bucking here. It's kind of not kicking every jump at the back end, but doing good on the front end, really pulling that guy down and trying to get him bucked off.
Oh, that was no fun. You know, I think by the time he got to that 8-second whistle, he said, please let me off. Please let me off of this horse.
Yeah, you know, watch this horse right here. He's trying to pull everything out of the bag to get him bucked off, and, you know, Sam's doing a great job. Toes are turned out. He's having a little trouble moving his left leg right there, you know, not getting it all the way up to the rigging, but, you know, he did a good job covering this horse.
Yep, I'm afraid you're right. That is definitely going to cost him. The score's coming in right now, and it's a 72-point ride.
That's going to make him 148 on 2, and you know, there's no telling with one head left where it's going to put him in the average.
Here comes Bronson Bareback from Bailey, Colorado, another Southwick horse called Ghost. Now, he was way down, 67, putting him way down the line in the first go-around. He's going to have to really crack out and do something here.
Yeah, he's going to have to really ride up, and this horse is really bucking wild and kind of just running on him and then setting up and bucking, and he's having trouble with his feet. You know, he's a big kid, and that's a smaller horse, so...
You know, you talked about getting strung out a little bit on one of our earlier rides. He got on the end of his arm. When you get to that point in time, you're hanging on for dear life.
Yeah, exactly. You just hope you can make the whistle. And you can see right there, he's in his arm, his head's popping back, his feet aren't in the right position. They're going to dock him points for sure on this ride.
Oh, there's another one. Please let me get off this horse. 75 points is how they're going to mark him. Great effort, Bronson. Hang in there, buddy. Well, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Monty Down There, great ride, 83 points. He's the one that's going to come out on top here tonight. Chris Timberman, 80 points. Tim Shirley is 79, 78, 77, 76. Looks pretty good for those top 6 guys.
Yes, it does. 7th place, Bronson Bareback, 75. Then you have a 74, 72, 69, 68, and a no score.
Friends, we're going to send it down to the 3rd member of our broadcast team, Angie Burton, standing by with our winner.
Well, for Monty Down Airy, it worked out well for him tonight. You've ridden the horse Leather before, and he came out doing exactly opposite of what you expected.
Yeah, the first time I had him, he was real good, but he was just kind of down through the pin, and tonight he just circled right around right in front of the chutes, and it was what the judges were looking for, and felt real good to me, too.
how does it work when you're coming out, you're thinking he's going to do something different? You just go with it and ride?
Well, I just ride one jump at a time, and I really don't think about it. And because if you try to set a trap for him or something, you'll usually wind up on your head.
Well, it worked well for you tonight. Congratulations. Going to put a little money in your pockets.
Boy, you've got that right. He's a happy guy right now. Here's a look at our aggregate total on 2. Jared Schlegel with 160 points. Tim Shirley's right behind him, 157. Mickey down there, 155, down to 152, and a couple of 148s. That's your top 6. There's 7 through 12, and when you hear us talk about average, that's actually the aggregate, adding all the scores together. Great job, guys. Hang in there, keep doing what you're doing. Next to go, it's the big boys. Steer wrestling time, right around the corner. Welcome back to the Mile High City. Beautiful Colorado, home of the Broncos, and man, what a host place to have the circuit finals. We've had such a great time here. Friends, it's the PRCA Dodge Mountain States Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals. The big boys are coming our way. It's steer wrestling. We had a great round last night. Take a look at it. 4.2, Wade Sumter. He walked away with first place money. And it was tight. 4 4s, 5 1s, 5 2s, 5 7s, 8 1s all the way on the bottom. Luke?
Yeah, great pin of steers last night. It's going to be an interesting second round. You know, 1 no time last night. I can't wait to see it tonight.
Buddy, it's going to be awesome. Let's take a look at the rules of the run right now. Steer wrestling is the fastest event in rodeo. The objective of steer wrestling is to chase down a 600-pound steer and wrestle it to the ground using only leverage and strength as quickly as possible. The steer wrestler, also known as a bulldogger, starts his run at the back of the box to the left of the chute behind the barrier. In the box to the right of the chute is the hazer. The hazer's job is to keep the steer running in a straight line. When the steer wrestler is ready to go, he nods his head and the chute opens. The steer wrestler rides to the running steer and begins his transition from saddle to steer. The horse is trained to run past the steer as the cowboy dismounts. As the bulldogger reaches the steer's head, he must consider his speed, the ground conditions, and the size of the steer to maximize the leverage, momentum, and timing needed to throw the steer. The time starts when the barrier is released and ends when the steer has been thrown and all 4 legs point in the same direction. Beginning to end, a steer wrestling run lasts 3 to 5 seconds and is timed to 1/10 of a second. But if the steer wrestler exits the box before the barrier is released, he's assessed a 10-second penalty. Kyle Calloway, 21 years old, Gillette, Wyoming. Here's a youngster, and it's his first trip to the circuit finals.
Yeah, you know, Kyle, I've watched him bulldog before, and he really does a good job. Right there, he's getting off. His hips kind of get rolled, but he gets his feet set and makes a good run, gets a flat fall out of that steer. 4.4 seconds, has a chance to win good in the go-around.
That was smoking quick. You know, that's a big, young, stout guy. How important is it to be young?
Well, you know, definitely the younger you are, the faster you heal, faster you recover, so it helps.
It's bound to. One more look. Looks like he really handled the steer good once he got on the ground.
Yeah, that steer had a lot of action, and once he got his head pulled across him and his feet set, you know, made a good run. Has, like I said, has a chance to win good in the go-around.
All right, 4-4, time to beat. Dane Hanna, 24, Denver, Colorado. He was 8-1 in the first go-around, no money, but big guy, 6'2", 205 pounds.
You know, I've watched Dane bulldog for the last 3 years, and he can really handle himself well. Right there, his feet kind of stuck, and he had to reset them, but, you know, he made a good run, 4-7. Maybe has a chance to place in the go-around, too.
Looked like he might have got up and thought about limping there just for a second or two, but I guess he's all right.
Yeah, in that replay, you could see he kind of missed that inside horn pretty bad and had to go get it, and that really slows your run down. And if you can't get their head caught out of the saddle, it's hard to get them to fall fast.
Sean Mills, LaSalle, Colorado. Here's a veteran. It's not his first rodeo. He's been doing it for a long time. He was just a little bit out of the money in the first go-round.
Yeah, you know, and Sean, he's a great guy to be around. He's always helpful. You know, he'll tell you what your steer does if he knows them. And he's a heck of a cowboy. You know, look how that horse, he rides that horse, ears are pointed forward. Now he's paying attention. Sean got off a little early and didn't catch that steer's head very good and kind of got behind. He reached in there, and luckily the steer fell.
Well, he ended up at 4.6, but it looked like that steer kind of hung a leg just a little bit right as he hit the ground, too.
Yeah, you can see right here, see how he's not pulling with his right arm, and then he just reaches in there. That's never gave that steer's chance that steer's body a chance to get by him, and he just hits on that leg.
Sure. Great shot of the horse. I love it when they pin their ears. You know they're having fun when they do that.
Yeah, exactly. Just shows how much them horses are enjoying their job.
Nice shot, guys. 4.6 is how it ends up. We next go to one of my favorite guys in the whole wide world, Jason Miller, Lance Creek, Wyoming. Talk about a huge guy. He's no stranger to the pay window here. He's won the Mountain State Circuit Finals before.
Yes, you know, Jason's one heck of a bulldogger. He's almost made the finals the last couple years. You know, he just struggled in the fall, hadn't had the great falls that he'd wanted, and hopefully this year he can get it together. You know, he's bulldogging so well. Oh, he gets out of the barrier a little early. I think he broke it, and that steer kind of checked off and really didn't want to fall very good.
And not a very good steer after all, was it?
No.
Did he break it?
I think he broke the barrier, but you can see that steer fighting him.
Yeah.
Jason kind of hit him behind the head and knocked him away from him, and you know that steer just didn't want to play very good.
Yeah, he did break it. Total 16.2. That's a little disappointing for our big friend. Too bad. Well, I'll tell you what, friends. An awesome opportunity to take a look at that barrier. There it is. Any piece of that horse, any part of that horse that hits that barrier before the steer gets out far enough to trip it, that's where we come up with that 10-second shot. Well, 4.4, there he is, Kyle Calloway. Coming up, more steer wrestling. Welcome back to one of the most beautiful cities in all of the United States of America, Denver, Colorado, for the PRCA Dodge Mountain States Pro Rodeo Circuit Finals. Everybody needs to know the rules. Take a look. In the 3 rodeo timed events, riders start their runs behind a barrier, a line stretched in front of the box. The barrier is used to give the calf or steer a predetermined head start, called the score. Once the animal's chute is opened, it runs into the arena, and when it reaches the score line, a breakaway loop on the animal triggers the release of the barrier in front of the competitor. If the cowboy leaves too early and breaks the barrier, 10 seconds is added to his time. Jake Reinhardt, Brighton, Colorado. Here's a South Dakota man that's moved down this way, and he already made some money last night with a 5.1 run.
Yeah, and he's got a chance tonight. You know, this is a big kid. You know, he's one heck of a cowboy, too. He ranches during the week. You know, so that just shows you he's capable of riding a horse. He knows what a horse is supposed to feel like under him. And I tell you what, this kid will fill up your TV set.
He's big enough to hunt bear with a buggy whip.
Yes.
4.4 is still the time we're looking to beat. Nods his head, makes the run, pins his ears. Nice horse.
That steer run a little bit, and Jake was a little late and then tries to slip underneath his head. And, you know, that steer wishes he would have took in the fall the first time, because when that big man got on his feet, he put the hammer down.
It looked like his feet slipped a little bit, too, right here.
Yeah, that ground.
Left foot kind of, oh, wow, bad there.
That ground looks a little fast, and he didn't have his feet up underneath him, which it's hard to get when you have 2 miles of foot under you. It's hard to get it back, draw it under your rear end. But
sure,
you know, he did a good job recovering. Comes in a 7.5.
There you go. Sharing second place in the first go, J.R. Crozier from Casper. 4.4 in the first round. That was a smoking quick run. If he can do that again, he can tie up for the lead here in the second.
You know, JR, he's been to the circuit finals twice here. I believe he won it one year. He gets a good start, but has to leap at that steer. That horse was kind of running wide, and it's hard to get a steer to fall flat when you have to leap at him like that. You don't have any momentum to help throw him down.
You know, he jumped about 3/4 of the length of his body.
Yes,
you've got to check your gut when you do something like that.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like I said, it just put him out of position, and it's hard on you to try to get a flat fall out of a steer like that when you have to jump at him. He comes in with a 5.3. He's 9.7 on 2.
One more look at it. Long reach.
You know, right there, his feet almost swung underneath the Hazen horse. That Hazer did a good job keeping that steer straight. If that steer would have been, you know, a couple inches to the right, I don't know if JR would have caught him.
Josh Peak, Pueblo, Colorado. 5-2 in the first, out of the money. Score to beat right now, 4.4. Here's a college champ, and this past year he won the tour round at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Nobody's fool.
No, and he's an all-around hand. He ropes calves and team ropes just as good. Oh, a little bad luck right there.
Oh, what happened?
I don't know if he took too good of a start and that steer stopped, but that steer wasn't going nowhere, and he broke the barrier.
Oh, my gosh. Let's talk about luck of the draw. That is not a great draw. That's a horrible draw.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's hard to catch those steers. I mean, impossible, actually. That steer hadn't even left the chute and was stopped.
Oh, that's got to be disappointing. It's a no time. There's nothing you can do about it. Wade Sumter. Here's the man with all the smiles from the first go-around. 4.2 in the first. If he could do that again, he'd be in good shape. Look, look, look. It's the same run.
Yeah, he run at the barrier pretty hard right there. I think he might have broke out.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, from his reaction, it looks like he did. That horse he's riding is owned by Ken Lewis, and it's a little mare, and she is pretty awesome. I have a feeling they're going to win a lot of money on her in the next couple years.
There's the shot on the barrier. Woo! He just didn't break it. He tore it down.
Yeah, he took a pretty aggressive start right there and didn't give that steer his head start, and they're going to add 10 to him.
Ouch. Ken Lewis, La Junta, Colorado. Here's a guy that's already made some money. He split second and third in the first go-around, a 4.4. If you can stay that consistent to be in the lower fours, you're going to win a lot of money in the world of rodeo.
Yeah, definitely. Every rodeo you go to, if you're a short four, you should win something. I mean, there's always exceptions, but Ken's bulldogging so good, and this horse he's riding, Little Mare, they've been winning a ton of money on her this last year. I have a feeling that they're going to come on strong with her the next year.
Just like bucking horses, a lot of folks think it's only the studs and the geldings. Not true.
No, definitely not. There's a lot of mares out there, and she works so good, gives you the same pattern every time. Ken had a little trouble throwing that steer down. That ground looks a little hard, and you can't really get your feet in it.
Ooh, that steer looks strong. I mean, you've got to encounter some that are just stronger than others.
Oh, definitely. Every steer has a mind of its own, so right there, that steer didn't really come around the corner, and Ken had to reach in front of him and just try tipping him over in 5-2.
There you go, 5-2. Well, go round number 2. It was exciting. Here you go, 4.4. Kyle Calloway on the top. We've got some long 4s and some 5s in there. In the second group, it got pretty exciting as well. It's still anybody's game with the third go-around coming up. 5-9, Sean, Wade, Jason, the guys kind of at the bottom of the pack, kind of some rough luck. Down below, it's our beautiful Angie Burton with Kyle Calloway. Here's a great chance to see a great guy.
Well, what an exciting night for Kyle Calloway. It's his first year competing at the circuit finals here in Colorado, and it's also his birthday today. On top of that, you walked away 4.4 seconds on your steer wrestling run. Awesome run. What is it like? What's going through your head as you're sitting in the box and you come out and run on your horse to get down on that steer?
Oh, I was just thinking I had a bad night last night, so I was just going to run at it real hard tonight and try to win the round, and it worked out good. So.
It did. It worked out very well. You were the first guy out of the chutes tonight, too. Did you know anything about your steer going into it?
They said he run hard and run a little bit left, so I took a pretty good cut at him, and he was pretty good steer, I think. It worked out.
Good deal. Well, we hope you do well tomorrow night. Go after some day money again.
Hey, atta boy. Well, there's the average. We need to talk about on 2 head, 9.6.
Yeah, Ken Lewis, he's really doing good this week. He has a chance to go to Pocatello. J.R. Crozier, just 1/10 behind him, 9-7. Then you got 9-8, Sean Mills, Cole Frislin, 11-1.
Well, there it is. It's black and white. Coming up next, it's the Finesse event in rodeo. Tie-down roping is coming your way. Welcome back to the National Western Events Center, our hosts here in Denver. What a great place it is, and we're certainly proud to be here. Well, as we get back into the action, it's the Finesse event, and some of the finest horses in our game are right here in the tie-down roping. Go-around number 1 was awesome. Let's take a look to him right there. 9.3. Trevor Thiel from Greeley did an awesome job. 9.5, 10.1. All the way down on the bottom, a couple of 3 no times. Well, everybody is concerned about this event because there are so many rules. We want to explain it. We want you to know more. Take a look at the rules of the run. The objective of tie-down roping is to rope the calf and tie any 3 legs together as quickly as possible. The cowboy starts in the right box behind the barrier. The cowboy calls for his calf by nodding his head. The calf is given a predetermined head start. The cowboy must rope the calf, bring his horse to a stop, transition from horse to the ground, and run down the rope to flank the calf. The calf must be standing on all 4 legs before the cowboy can flank the calf. With the calf on the ground, the cowboy gathers up any 3 legs and ties them with a piggin string finished with a knot called the hooey. When the cowboy has completed the hooey, he raises both hands to indicate he's done. The cowboy then remounts his horse and rides toward the calf, putting slack in the rope. A 10-second penalty will be added to the time if the barrier is broken. A no time will result if the calf doesn't stay tied down for 6 seconds after the rope goes slack. There's also a time limit, which can vary from rodeo to rodeo. Here's a young guy from Peyton, Colorado, Darnell Johnson. He's going for broke. He was no score in the first go-around.
Yeah, definitely. Just like Kyle Calloway, no score, no time. They're going to run at the go rounds. He's doing a great job here. 9.2, has a chance to win something. If you take a look at how fast he is from his horse to the ground to tie in the calf, that we call it our Hui timer.
You bet.
And 5.04, that's pretty fast from the ground, to the calf and getting him tied up. This kid has a lot of potential to do good in rodeo.
This is something brand new to our television viewing audience here in the world of rodeo, the Hui timer. So much money is won from that point to that point. Hui timer, it's a good idea.
Yes, it is, and some of the fastest men alive I'd like to see, get Hui timed and just to see how fast they really are. That horse could have helped him a little bit. 9.2, he's going to place in the go-round, I think.
Hey, that'll win money at most rodeos you get to. He's pretty happy about it. Rusty Martin, Van Tassel, Wyoming. 12.6 in the first, out of the money. Take a look at what this guy does.
Yeah, he still has a chance to place in the average. He come back and tie a couple in 9. I have a feeling he could place. There's just no telling. Luck of the draw. Hopefully it works out for him.
Pig and string in his mouth, the long rope in his hand. Let's see if he can get it on. Good loop, jerks the slack just right, down the line.
He was a little late at the barrier and had to run that calf a little further down the arena. He's tying him up fast. He took 1 wrap and a Hui, which is actually taking a chance. If you put 2 wraps on, the calf has less of a chance getting up. But, they're taking a chance. He was a little longer on his first one, tried to be fast today.
Kind of like going to Vegas and betting on the come line, huh?
Yes, it is.
Don't gamble here, boys. Don't gamble.
10-1, he comes together, puts a 9-second run together. He could place in the average.
All right. Boy, when you're talking about the black rope in his hand, see that right there? Our tack fact today is brought to you by John Peak, one of our great tie-down ropers. Take a look.
The jerk line's a helping tool for the horse and the calf rope. It's a rope that's usually hooked to the saddle horn with either a pulley or a ring. One end of the rope is tied to the bit, the other end is stuck in your belt. When you get off and go down the rope, the jerk line pulls out, tugs against the horse's bit to make him back up to keep the rope tight, to keep the calf on the end of the rope. Just hooking it up, you take one end of the rope and hook it to the bit. So don't come untied. And then the other end of the rope, just run through this pulley. And we usually tuck it into the belt. Want to just keep everything even. Usually small tucks, everybody's different size of jerk lines depending on the horse. And then just as we rope, and like I say, we get off, you get off and see how it just tugs a little bit. And as it pulls out, he just backs up.
With a truckload of talent to go, we'll be right back with John Peak and see how he uses his jerk line. Good luck. Welcome back, everybody. John Peak, we just talked to him right before the break. Pueblo, Colorado, 10-1 in the first round. He's already won some money here. He's feeling pretty good about himself.
Yeah, definitely. He's riding such a great horse, and you can watch how this horse pays attention in the box. Ears are forward. Look at it. The horse knows his business. He knows what he has to do. Josh is just going to go rope and take care of business right here.
This family, 9-2's in the lead right now. That's the time to beat. This family could do it with their eyes closed.
Oh, definitely. They're all hands. He's got 2 other brothers. And look how fast he got off the horse down the rope, tying him up. 2 wraps right there.
Ooh, yeah, baby. Look at that.
He was an 8-2 right there, but he broke the barrier.
Oh.
That was a great chance to move up in the average. And, you got to take chances like that, though. Rodeo, there's no guarantees. You got to go out and try to win first every time.
Darn that old barrier. Making it fair for everyone is the reason they do it. You've got to give the calf a head start. If you don't, they're going to penalize you. The judges don't do it. The cowboys do it to themselves.
Exactly. It's not that the judges put 10 on him. It's that he did it to himself.
Oh, disappointing. 18.2, and he looks back. He knows exactly what happened. John, better luck tomorrow. We've still got a round. Don't sweat it. Keep your chin up. It's going to be fine. Charlie Kingsbury. When we look at this guy, he's 31. He's not the new kid on the block anymore. He used to be. We're still at a 9.2. Good calf. Luck of the draw plays a part right here, too.
Yes, it is, definitely. Being no time on his first one, I have a feeling Charlie's going to really go at him and, try to win something here. It needs to beat a 9-2. Charlie's capable of doing it any day of the week.
I've got to ask, do they wash those pig and strings?
No, they don't.
He's got it in his mouth.
I know.
You can't reuse a pig and string.
Oh, yeah, they do. Heck, I've had one for 3 years.
All right, off the horse, down the line. Looks like he's smooth on the ground. I would trip. Personally, I would trip.
You know, Charlie did a good job getting out of the, getting it on that calf real quick. I'm not sure if that calf's going to stay tied. He didn't put a really good wrap on him, so we'll just have to wait for 6 seconds and see what happens.
All right, that's the magic number 6, and at every one of our live rodeos, we're patiently watching that judge. He's got the stopwatch in his hand. When he nods his head, that's the end of the 6 seconds. If he stays down, it's going to be a right time. What happened?
You know, he just got in a big hurry right there. He got his string on him and got his first wrap good, but look at his hooey, how he splits the 2 back legs.
No.
You know,
got up. He got up.
Yes, he did. That's the luck of rodeo. You know, if he would have got that hooey on there a little better, that calf probably would have stayed down.
There's the wave of the flag. That's Chris Horton, our judge. That's who I was talking about. Charlie, oh, we hate that. All right, here's my pick for the night right here. Brandon Nugebauer, 24 years old, La Junta, Colorado. Again, a no score in first round. He's going to be going for broke. Throw it all out the window.
Yes, he is. You know, and Brandon's been in the world standings year after year. He ropes so well. He's so consistent. You know, and he rides great horses. Look how that horse is paying attention, stops, getting back. You know, that jerk line helps him. Ooh! Brandon's so fast on the ground. Look here. 2 wraps in a hooey. You know, the hooey timer at 4.2. I can't wait to see the time.
Can we talk about Lady Luck a little bit? It looked to me like that calf actually kind of jumped right into his arms. You've got to have the talent to be able to catch him and put him down, but he jumped right in his arms. The time, 7.8. You were right.
That's the smoking time. But you know, that horse pulled that calf actually into his arms as that calf was getting up. So that helped him flank him fast and get his wraps on. And I mean, obviously right there, he might win the go-round.
Wow, that was great. That's going to be a new time to beat right there. Brandon Nugebauer. That, you know, he's going to be a world champ. He's got the talent to go on and win a gold buckle.
Yeah, I've watched Brandon rope for a couple years, and he's very talented.
Wow, nice job. Let's come back a little closer to home. Greeley, Colorado, just down the road. Andrew Martin, 29 years old. Now, he broke out last night. When you do that, mentally, are you thinking about that more so than anything today, or what?
No, you know, you back in the box, you don't worry about what happened yesterday. You take care of business today, try to go win first. You start worrying about the past, and you get your mind all clustered.
Sure. I don't think pressure's going to bother this guy. He's been here 5 times. He's been to the college finals. He knows about pressure.
Yeah, definitely. He might have took a chance at the barrier right there and misgathers that calf and gets him wrapped up. You know, 8. I think he's going to be plus 10 with the barrier.
Oh, no, again?
Yeah, I think he took a pretty good start.
Yep, sure as the world. There it is. 18-9. 18-9 total time when you tack on the 10 seconds. If he didn't mean to do it, can we take it away?
Unfortunately not. No.
I think we should. I didn't mean to. Take it off. There's the hooey timer. From the time they get there until they get their hands in the air, take a look at it. Misgather. You talked about it.
He bobbled his gather right there. You know, it's not really going to cost him much because he broke the barrier.
Right. 5.5 seconds on the ground. Just throw it out the window because with competition this good, you break it, you might as well throw it out.
Exactly.
All right, Corey Zion, Idalia, Colorado. 11-3 in the first round. This is a hunter and a rancher. He's a cowboy. When he's not rodeoing, he's pushing cows and working on the ranch.
Exactly. You know, this event especially goes back to cowboys out on the range. They're going to have to doctor cattle by themselves, and this is how they got it done.
You know, he's got a good shot in our aggregate. A lot of times we'll say average, but it's actually the total on 2 or 3 runs. That's your aggregate. With 11.3, if he can be in the 9s or 10s, that's 20, 21 in the average or aggregate. That's not bad. That's still workable.
No, it's not. But, you know, these guys, they can't back off. They can't think, man, if I just get them tied down, I'll, have a chance to win the average. You got to go out there and try to win first because everybody else is.
You bet. Don't back off. 7.8, the time to beat. Nods his head. Concentration is everything.
You know, he got a good start right there, and he's getting down the rope fast. Calf got to his feet. He's going to wrap him up, and he's going to be pretty quick right here.
That horse is really working the rope good, too. You know, when you talk about giving a lot of money for a horse, many times tie-down roping horses, they can cost more than a bunch of them.
Oh, definitely, because they have to do so much. They have to score, they have to run hard, they have to stop, they have to back up, and they have to keep the rope tight. You know, that's the main thing. If they don't keep the rope tight, the calf might start kicking and straining, and that's going to cost you time in your tie.
Corey's going to end up with a 9.2. Hey, that's 20.5 seconds in the aggregate. Nothing wrong with that.
No, it's not. That was a great run, and he come back and do it again, has a chance to win the average.
Great horse. $35,000-$40,000 if you want to get in the tie-down roping and get the right kind. That might be what you'd have to spend to get the right horse. Good run. Good shot, guys. Well, we're going to give you a great look at the hui that we've been talking about? You bet. Corey's happy. He's smiling right now. That hui is so critical, so important onto the ground. Brandon Neugebauer, the young guy we watched a little earlier with the 7.8, took a look at how quick his hands are. Don't let your daughter bring him to the house for a date, that's for sure. Coming up, more tie-down roping.
To showcase their precision riding, tonight's pre-rodeo festivities included a demonstration by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police Equestrian Drill Team.
Back to the tie-down roping. I love this event because if you're an equine enthusiast, if you love horses, these are some of the best in our game. J.D. Schweiger, Merino, Colorado, 11.7. He was out of the money in the first go.
Yeah, but like I said, he has a great chance at the average race right now. You know, he's a heck of a cowboy, heck of a hand. He has a chance. Has a chance to do good in the average here.
Brandon Neugebauer is in the lead with a 7.8. That's the time we're trying to beat. One of the hardest jobs in the world is being a farrier, a horseshoer. This guy is one of those.
Wow, look at here. He has him roped around the horns, which is a legal head catch in the calf roping. As long as you get him caught. I mean, that was lucky right there that rope stayed on.
Catch as catch can, huh?
Yeah, that was a great run. He was fast, got a good start. You can see his horses running in there. But right here, when that calf spins around, you can see he has him around the horns.
Wow, little bitty horns. You can't even hardly see him, but he's got him. 9 flat. Now we'll put the two times together. That's a 20.7. That's second place right now in our average or aggregate.
Yeah, he's 2/10 behind Corey Zion. So he has a great chance to move up in the average and maybe take a trip to Pocatello.
And maybe a trip to Vegas, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
With that luck. Good job, JD. All right, Joe Coletti, Pueblo, Colorado. We've got so many young, talented guys in our game. I hate to keep saying that, but we do. I mean, it's the Tiger Woods in golf. We've got it in rodeo right here.
Yeah, exactly. Joe gets a good start. Calf kind of slows up. He's going to have to handle his slack, and he did well there. You know, gets that calf flanked, had to take a couple steps with him, gathers him up, 2 wraps and a hui. You know, that's going to be good. He was 11.4 in his first go. Comes back and hopefully has a chance for the average.
Just a hair over 5.5 seconds on the hui timer. You know, to prove to you that junior rodeo, high school, college rodeo is proof in the pudding, 3 times he walked away as the Colorado State High School Rodeo Association tie-down roping champion. He started doing this long ago, was probably riding horses before he got out of diapers.
Oh, definitely. You know, you get to this level, you're going to have to work at it, and he's been doing it for years, and it's going to pay off for him.
All right, I'm going to go with the veteran right here, Dennis Walter from Ray, Colorado. 4th place. He won a little bit of money, but not as much as he wanted to in the first go-around. He owns a feed store. We're still staring that 7.8 right in the face, number 1 in the round.
You know, it's amazing, a 40-year-old competing against these young kids, and he could still do it. I mean, you put this guy up against these kids, and he'll beat them.
Well, and you take a little luck like we've had in the last couple of runs on the catches or even the calves. Something go right for this guy, he could beat them all.
Yeah, exactly. His calf's running a little more today than he'd like. You know, he doesn't hang on to his slack and has to get the calf back to his feet, obviously. He's going to put a wrap, probably 2 wraps and a hui. He's going to be a little longer than he wants, but he comes back and ties one fast in the 3rd go-round. He might get a piece of that average money.
Well, I'm looking forward to the replay on this because you talked about the slack. Tell me about it.
Right there, when you're going slower, it's easy to hang on to that slack, and right there he just pitches it at that calf. You don't get the fall you want. It might knock him down a little more, and he has to get him to his feet. Obviously, you can see right there it's going to cost him a little more time.
The slack is important as the hui, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Every bit of this run.
You got to handle it just exactly right. 3 legs, good-looking wrap, and the hui. There it is. That's that special knot. A little bit of a bobble there.
Yeah, you can see he didn't get his hand all the way through to grab the end of the string, and he bobbled a little bit, 12.5.
Well, that gives him 23.5 total on his aggregate right now. Let's take a look at the go-round 2. We're going to close it out with the youngster, Brandon Neugebauer from La Junta, Colorado, with a 7.8. There's your times, 9s, 10s, 11s, and then on the bottom, a couple of 3 no times. Those guys are really going to be going for broke tomorrow. Down below, Angie with our winner, Brandon Neugebauer. Good job, Brandon.
In the calf roping event, consistency is key, and it worked tonight for Brandon. He was really pushing that barrier. He had nothing to lose. You were out on your first calf in the first go, so you just went out and running.
Yes, ma'am. I had nothing to lose. I wasn't in the average, so I just tried to go for the go-rounds now.
Well, it worked for you, 7.8 seconds. That's a pretty fast run in the calf roping event.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you thinking when you're coming out? Everything's happening pretty fast. Do you have a lot going through your mind?
Just make sure to nail the start, get it around their neck, tie them down tight.
Well, he did it. It worked. He got him tied down tight in a fast run. Back to you.
It was fast. Look at Brandon, all smiles. Let's look at total on 2. Corey Zion, 20.5. That's about as quick as you can get.
Yes, it is, but there's 3 or 4 guys behind him. J.D. Schweiger, 20.7. Joe Coletti 22.6, and Rusty Martin 22.7. Then you move down to the 8th spot, Brennan Neugebauer, 7.8 on one head. Charlie Kingsbury is also going to come back. 2 no times. I have a feeling Charlie's going to do good.
On behalf of Luke Branquino, Angie Burton, and Horse TV Channel, this is Wayne Brooks saying good night. See you next time.